everybody, it's Lady Mal. Today's movie that I'm doing is called Legion. And I was going to do like angelic script on my face and stuff, and then I got to thinking about it, and really the whole point, one of the themes in the movie is that this is happening to everyday people. So you get me, no makeup, my hair's not fixed, the whole nine yards. So this movie was released in 2010. It has a phenomenal cast. It's got Paul Bettany, who was also in A Knight's Tale. He was Chaucer. I mean, he's been in other things, but that's what I remember. Lucas Black. I'm not really sure what else he's been in, but he was great in this movie. Tyrese Gibson. Not a big fan of Tyrese, but he was really good in this movie. He was also one of the main characters in Rent, the movie. Adrienne Palacki, I'm destroying her last name. She plays the heroine. Never seen her in anything. I think she was in Friday Night Lights, but I never watched that, so Kate Walsh, I've heard the name, couldn't tell you anything more about her. And of course it's got Dennis Quaid, who in the last couple of years, he has really kind of branched out and has started doing more, I don't want to say horror, but more darker movies. Like he did The Horseman, which is extremely dark. He did, was it Beneath the Darkness or something like that, where he's the bad guy and he's fucking crazy. You should watch it. It's really good. Anyway, so the movie starts off with Paul Bettany, who plays the Archangel Michael. He falls from Earth and lands in L.A. Yay, everybody lands in L.A. And summarily cuts off his wings, and there's a huge explosion. It's in the shape of a cross. It's kind of awesome. Steals a police car, takes off. In the meantime, you learn about this family, the Hanson family, and the Paradise Falls Diner, which is on the edge of the Mojave Desert. Little no-name town. It's not even a town. It's just the diner. It's got Bob Hanson, who is Dennis Quaid, Jeep Hanson, his son, who you really get the idea he's not slow, but he's just not, he's a little slow, but not really slow. We're not talking like the character from The Stand. M-O-O-N, that spells peanut butter and jelly. Not that kind of slow, but he's a little slow, but he's a good guy. You also meet Charlie, who is the heroine, who is pregnant. And they never say who the daddy is or anything like that. It's just kind of left up in the air. You meet Kyle, Tyrese Gibson's character, who's a single dad who's trying to get to L.A. And he pulls into this diner. You also meet the short order cook, who's played by Charles Dutton, who is a phenomenal actor. And even though he has a small part, he's really awesome. There's also in the diner the typical yuppie couple. Mom and dad don't really get along. They have their rebellious teenage daughter. Then an old woman walks in, and you get quite quickly, you find out that she is possessed. I thought it was by demons. But she goes nuts, rips dad's throat out, crawls up into the ceiling, or into the corner of the ceiling. It's freaking crazy. Starts saying how they're going to kill the child, blah, blah, blah. Typical demonic talk, or so I thought. Shortly thereafter, Michael shows up with in the police car and explains to them what's going on. It's the fact that God has lost faith in mankind and has sent angels to destroy the human race. So these people are not actually possessed by demons. They're possessed by angels. He also reveals that Charlie's baby is destined to be the savior of mankind, and that it must stay alive if humanity is to have a hope of surviving. He also includes that he was also sent to kill the baby, but he disagreed with God's orders and still has faith in humanity, so he's going to help them, hence why he cut off his wings. There's a whole onslaught of possessed that show up. This one guy who's driving an ice cream truck. It's really creepy. I don't want to give away too much of the movie because, well, I want you to watch the movie. Long story short, dad dies. They take him and crucify him up outside the next morning. Mom tries to go to him. He explodes in acid. Yay, biblical. Sorry, back up. When they try to leave to take dad to the hospital, they're attacked by a swarm of flies. I love the fact that they included some of the plagues from the Bible. It's kind of awesome. Anyway, so Dad is covered in boils and crucified. Mom tries to go get him. He explodes in acid. She goes absolute batshit crazy nuts. Have to strap her down. Totally crazy. Um, this stresses out Charlie, who goes into labor. Michael and Audrey, who is the teenager, help her give birth to the baby. As soon as the baby's born, you hear trumpet sounding, which anyone who has studied any kind of theology knows that the only angel that has a trumpet is Gabriel. And it's usually not a good thing when he blows it. So Gabriel shows up, who is played by, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes, Kevin Durand. I've seen him in other stuff. Couldn't tell you what it is right now. Anyway, he's wearing, the whole armor, the big sword, and he's got this big collar on. And he says the mom, who has gone completely nutso, unties herself and tries to give the baby to Gabriel, which they take the baby, and Michael ends up killing the mom. Again, long story short, I know, too late. Kyle dies. Tyrese Gibson's character dies. The short order cook, Charles Dutton, dies. Dennis Quaid gets mortally wounded trying to stop Gabriel. And Jeep, Charlie, and the baby are told by Michael to leave. So them and the teenager leave, and as they walk out, the possessed can't touch them. So they get in the car and they go. Well, Gabriel proceeds to open a giant can of whoop-ass on Michael, ends up killing him. The possessed start coming in. Dennis Quaid's character, as a final act, breaks the gas main open and lights it and incinerates all of the possessed. It kind of pissed me off when Michael died because I thought that's where they were going to end the movie. And I was like, this cannot be happening. This is not how this is supposed to go down. It's kind of anticlimactic. But they jump to Jeep. And they're leaving. But before they left, Michael told Jeep, he said, find the prophets, learn to read the instructions. Well, as they're driving away, up Jeep's arm and across his neck and whatever, he gets these strange angelic script tattoos like Michael had. And he realizes that these are the instructions that Michael was talking about. Gabriel, in typical bad guy fashion, swoops in at the last minute and tries to attack the occupants of the car. Audrey jumps in front of Gabriel, who's going after Charlie, and ends up sacrificing herself. Charlie, Jeep, and the baby get free. They're scurrying away up this mountain. They end up getting cornered by Gabriel. And just about the time Gabriel is about to layeth down the holy smacketh on them, Michael shows up without the collar. Gabriel is completely confused because he doesn't understand why he's not dead. And Michael tells Gabriel that he did what God needed, not what God wanted, thus giving humanity another chance. He beats the absolute dog piss out of Gabriel, but he doesn't kill him. He has mercy on him, and Gabriel disappears. Michael tells Jeep that he is the child's protector, and at the end, after everything kind of settles down, you see them driving off in the station wagon. I think it's a station wagon. And the back is just covered in weapons. All in all, it's a really good flick. I like how they took the biblical stuff and mixed it with the horror genre. I really wouldn't call it a completely horror movie because it wasn't gory like today's horror movies are. It's more jump out of the corner, weird twist sort of horror. I really think you should watch it. It's an awesome movie. So y'all have a great day, and I will see y'all later. Have a great October. Mwah. Bye-bye.